In the heart of the 13th century, in the quaint village of Cairnstone, a young girl named Ailsa tended to her family's sheep with a yawn and a stretch. The rolling fields were a canvas of muted greens and browns, dotted with the soft white of woolly companions. Lyria, her best friend and confidant, approached with a skip in her step, her long blonde hair bouncing against her back. She had been gathering berries in the nearby woods, her basket brimming with their sweet bounty. "Ailsa," she called out, excitement lacing her voice, "you will not believe what I heard in the tavern." Ailsa raised an eyebrow, intrigued. News traveled fast in Cairnstone, but something in the way Lyria's eyes sparkled told her this was no ordinary village gossip.
What is it?
"They say," Lyria began, lowering her voice to a whisper, "that the old sorceress has returned." Ailsa's eyes widened.
The one who vanished with the magical stones?
"Aye," Lyria nodded, her eyes shining with excitement.
Apparently, she's been seen at the edge of the village, cloaked and hunched, muttering to herself. Some say she's back to cause trouble, others that she's lost her wits.
The two friends exchanged a knowing glance. Only a few weeks ago, they had been the ones to return the mystical stones to the sorceress, after an unexpected journey to the future. The experience had left them with a taste for adventure that the mundane routine of village life hadn't been able to quench. "Let's find out," Ailsa suggested, a hint of excitement in her voice. They had seen the future, after all, and dealt with things that no one else in Cairnstone could even begin to imagine. They had faced challenges beyond their wildest dreams and come back unscathed. The girls approached the village tavern, where the air was thick with the scent of roasting meats and the murmur of voices. The tavern was the heart of Cairnstone, where all the latest news and tall tales were shared. As they pushed open the heavy wooden door, the warmth of the fireplace and the aroma of ale enveloped them. The chatter inside hushed, as the villagers took notice of their entry, but soon resumed with renewed vigor as they realized it was just Ailsa and Lyria. The two friends made their way to a table in the corner where they could listen without being overheard. They sat down, Lyria's basket of berries between them, and began to piece together the rumors. The sorceress had indeed returned, looking more ancient than ever, but she was not the same as when they had left her. There was a sadness in her eyes, a weariness in her step that spoke of a burden too heavy for even the strongest of souls. Ailsa's curiosity grew as she listened. "We should go to her," she said finally, her voice low but firm.
We've seen what the future holds. Perhaps she needs our help again.
Lyria nodded, her blue eyes reflecting the fire's light.
Aye, we owe her that much, at least.
They finished their meal in silence, their thoughts racing with the possibilities of what might await them. The future was a fickle beast, full of wonders and dangers, and they had been its guests once before. The path grew narrow as they approached the outskirts, the shadows of the trees stretching out like long, twisted fingers reaching for them. Ailsa's hand tightened around the handle of her walking stick, the wood smooth and familiar under her grip. The moon cast a pale light on the cobblestone, guiding their way like a silent sentinel. As they approached the hut where the sorceress was said to dwell, a soft, mournful melody filled the air. It was unlike anything they had heard before, a tune that seemed to weave together threads of hope and sorrow. They paused, listening intently, feeling the music resonate deep within them. The door to the hut creaked open, revealing the sorceress within. Her eyes, once sharp and piercing, were now clouded with a profound sadness that seemed to weigh her down. Recognizing the girls, she offered a faint smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Welcome," she said, her voice a soft, crackling whisper. "I've been waiting for you." The room was cluttered with artifacts from their own time and beyond, a testament to the sorceress's long life and travels. The magical stones they had returned to her sat in the center of a wooden table, their surfaces gleaming with an inner light. The sorceress spoke, her words heavy with the weight of the unspoken. The future is unraveling, my dear girls. The very fabric of time is torn, and the balance is lost. Ailsa and Lyria exchanged a nervous glance, the gravity of the situation sinking in. "What can we do?" Ailsa asked, her voice steady despite the fear that had taken root in her chest. The sorceress's eyes searched their faces, looking for something they weren't quite sure they had. "You must go back," she said finally. "Back to the future you've glimpsed. The stones have chosen you, and you must fix what has been broken." The sorceress handed them each a stone, their warmth pulsing against their palms. "Find the guardians," she instructed. "They are scattered through time, lost in moments of crisis. Only together can you mend the tear before it's too late." With a final nod, the girls took a deep breath and clutched the stones tightly. The world around them blurred, the familiar sights of Cairnstone fading into a kaleidoscope of color and light. And just like that, they were gone, whisked away on another journey through time. The future of their village, their people, and perhaps all of Scotland, rested in their young, capable hands. The story of Ailsa and Lyria, the guardians of the 13th century, was about to unfold once more. Since their return, Ailsa had felt an inexplicable tug towards the mystical. Her dreams had been filled with visions of the future, flashes of chaos, and a world unraveled by time. Despite being released from their duty, the weight of their past adventure lingered, a constant reminder of the magic they had encountered. One evening, as the village of Cairnstone settled into the embrace of twilight, Ailsa gathered her two closest friends, Fergus and Danny, by the banks of the babbling brook. The water's gentle murmur served as a backdrop to the gravity of her words. "The sorceress has called us," Ailsa began, her eyes searching her friends' faces for understanding. Fergus, the blacksmith's son, furrowed his brow. "What's she want with you now?" His voice was thick with concern. He knew the stories of the stones, of the dangers that had been averted. Danny, a young lad with a heart full of dreams, shifted uneasily. "Please tell me you're not thinking of going back to that madness," he pleaded. Ailsa took a deep breath, the cool evening air filling her lungs. "We must," she said firmly. "The future of Cairnstone is at stake." Fergus and Danny exchanged skeptical looks. "You're not guardians anymore," Fergus reminded her. "You're just lassies from the village." But Ailsa knew differently. The responsibility of the stones had left an indelible mark on her soul. "We may not have the title," she said, "but we have the power. And she needs us." Lyria, standing beside Ailsa, nodded solemnly. The light from the setting sun cast a golden hue over her face, highlighting her determination. "We can't ignore this," she said. "We've seen what the future holds, and it's not a fate we wish upon our people." Danny's eyes grew wide with fear. "But what if you don't come back this time?" Ailsa placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. "We'll come back," she assured him. "We have to, for all of us." Their conversation grew heated as they debated the risks and the rewards, the whispers of destiny versus the comfort of the known. But Ailsa's resolve was unshaken. The future was calling, and she knew they couldn't ignore it. With a final nod, she turned to her friends. "Thank you for your counsel," she said. "But this is a path we must walk." The first guardian stone grew warm in Ailsa's hand as she and Lyria approached the edge of the village. The whispers of the future grew louder, a siren's call that could not be denied. The air around them shimmered, and the world began to bend and distort, hinting at the tumultuous path they were about to undertake. Their hearts pounding in unison, they stepped into the light, ready to face whatever lay ahead. For Cairnstone, for their friends, and for the very essence of their existence, they would not turn back. The future was theirs to protect, and they were determined to do just that.